Trice, real name, no gimmicks.
Everyone, welcome back to episode 9 of No Gimmick. Today we have a special guest. Maddie Mrazek is joining us for this episode this week. And this week we are going to be doing Are You a Jerk? And Madison is going to explain kind of what that is.
Okay, so basically, like, on Reddit, if people have, like, a conflict, like, they post the story to, like, see what other people think about it, to see if they think that they're the bad person also.
Okay.
Claire's gonna start us off with the first story.
Okay. Am I the jerk for letting my 7-year-old go out by himself against his mother's wishes? I, 28 male, was raised in a rural how do I say that? Rural area where kids tend to grow up fast. When I was 5, I walked alone to the bus stop by the side of the road. By 9, I was already driving in the property. I now have a 7-year-old son with my ex-girlfriend, 26 female, and we have shared custody. Granted, we now live in the city, and I know times are different, but I don't see anything wrong with letting him walk to some candy at 7-Eleven or something. His mother doesn't agree with this, but in my mind, I'm free to do my parenting choices just as she is. I just asked my son not to mention anything so as not to start trouble. Important to say, I didn't ask him to lie to his mother just to keep his short walks between us. Well, one of my ex's friends who also lives in the neighborhood saw my son walking alone by the park. My ex called me in to say that I was putting our kid in danger and called me a jerk for making him keep this from her. Because of course I told her it wasn't the first time, as a way to show he's responsible and he has proved to me to be trustworthy with all the small freedom I give him. Am I the jerk here?
No, I feel like that is not an issue at all. 2 blocks down
Yeah.
the door.
Yeah.
But he's 7.
But in the city, and he's 7.
Oh,
Have
wait,
you met a 7-year-old?
wait, Rule? I thought Rule was like...
He used to live.
He used to live in. Like, the parent lived in.
Where do they live then? Like Chicago?
Like a city.
They just lived in a city, it said.
Like Chicago, probably.
Could that be, like, Moline? I don't know, I just feel like 2 blocks isn't crazy.
Oh. I feel
Well,
like
there's
used to have-
kidnappers
yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah,
I feel like
I
you
had to
should know,
walk
like-
a block to school when I lived in Moline, and there was this kidnapper guy that was on the loose for a while. And, like, I'm serious. Like, they did announcements over the intercom and said not to get in the car with anyone besides your parents.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
What grade are 7-year-olds?
They're like second grade.
Yeah.
That's
And
not
like,
the
I feel
order
like
I
that's
know.
first.
Yeah.
But, like, okay, so, like, you would let, like, a 6th grader do it. Like, when you become unkidnappable, like, what's the difference?
Well,
Like, I feel like middle school is a good one. Like, definitely not first grade.
But 2 blocks? I don't know.
I
I
feel
guess,
like
like, in first grade.
in Orion, it's different.
I would have to know the city, I guess.
I feel like
I
as a
don't know.
freshman,
Let's say
too, why are you
Chicago-
sending
or
your
not
kid to
No,
Chicago,
school?
that's
Chicago
a
is not acceptable.
Quad
That's
cities.
crazy. I wouldn't walk 2 blocks alone in Chicago.
Quad cities.
Yeah.
Like, where?
It depends.
It
Like
depends.
downtown Rock Island, absolutely not.
Well, no. I don't know.
See, that's like a small city.
Okay. I guess no.
I think he is in the wrong.
I agree. I feel like,
Yeah.
why are you sending your 7-year-old kid out? Like,
Why? What's
In a
stopping
neighborhood.
you from just going with them? Like,
true.
Yeah.
Is it really that much harder?
I feel like also if you give a 7-year-old like $20 or whatever, they're not gonna do what you tell them to spend the money on. I feel like they're not gonna buy just one candy bar.
Okay. I'll do the next one. Okay. The title is Am I the Jerk? My fiance got mad at me because I told him to stop tickling me because I was having contractions. My fiance was sitting with me timing my contractions when all of a sudden he thought it would be okay to tickle my feet. I told him to stop. And he did it again. So I told him he was making me off. I don't know what that means. Is that something bad? Whatever. He got mad and said he was joking and trying to help me go into labor. I asked him why it seemed funny when I'm obviously in pain. No one would want to be tickled while having contractions. He then proceeded to say whatever and storm out of the room. Did I overreact? No.
Are you
kidding?
What? Why did you feel need to do it the second time if she said stop?
Why would you ever tickle someone to begin with? That's weird. On the feet. That's
While
weird.
during labor?
Yeah, real.
Trying to get the baby out.
Maybe try and be supportive, not be an annoyance. Like,
Weird. Like, can you imagine being in pain and then someone just starts tickling your foot? I think my gut reaction would be to like kick someone.
I'd
kick
punch
them in
someone,
the
I
face.
think.
I'm like, oh, sorry.
Do you want me to go next?
Yeah.
Okay. Am I the jerk for telling my wife to remove a picture of her deceased boyfriend from her wallet? My wife and I have been married for 2+ years. We met in college and started dating around then. But when she was a senior in high school, she had a boyfriend who she dated for a year. On the night of their prom, the boyfriend died in a car accident. Since then, she has kept a picture of them two from the prom night in her wallet. I was okay with it at first, a little annoyed, but okay. I thought after our wedding she'd remove it, but she didn't. Okay, I'll let it go. But now that we had our firstborn in the summer, it feels like it's time to remove the picture. When I asked her, she got defensive and argumentative. I didn't want to fight since it's clearly a sensitive topic, but also didn't want to give up my stance. Currently, we are sitting in separate rooms to cool off. Any advice, input?
That's kind of. I think it should go either way.
Maybe she feels guilty.
Why does it matter? That's my things. Like, for my thoughts, like, does it really affect you that much that she's got a picture?
Maybe
No.
she doesn't
She
even
clearly
look
hasn't-
at it. Maybe she
Yeah.
forgot it was in there.
Yeah, clearly she's not going through grief very well. Like, she's
What's the
struggling.
picture of?
her and her high school boyfriend on prom because he died on prom.
High school boyfriend makes things a little bit different. I
Yeah.
feel like
That's just
how long
funny.
were they really together?
Funny. He's
Not
dead.
that he
Oh my
died, but
God.
like your high school. Like, that's just like
Yeah.
I don't like your prom picture. Like that's just like funny to look back on. You know what I mean? I don't think it's serious.
I don't think it's that big of a deal. Like, I think he's blowing it out of proportion.
Yeah. I get why he's like could maybe be mad, but I don't think that it's that bad.
Okay, is my turn?
Yeah.
Okay, so this one is ruining Christmas for the family. So I've hosted dinner every year for all my siblings, parents, and as time has gone on, our kids since I got married 20 years ago. These dinners have really cost me less than $400 and at times much more. A few times I have suggested someone else hosts, but no one will. If I just stop altogether, I know my parents would not see the grandkids for the holidays. I have been told as much. Family is spread out across a few states. This year I'm feeling burnt out. I work 2 jobs, we have 3 children, ages 9, 13, and 15, and money is tight in a way that has never been for us before. Unexpected repair bills, changes to income, medical costs, and a hefty tax bill. It is a lean 23 and probably super tight 24. We have canceled planned upcoming trips, even cut some kids' extracurriculars, and a tutor. I suggested someone else host. No one wants to. I said to my parents I would do it, but only if they paid for takeout. I even suggested Chinese or something for everyone, and we do a less formal thing. They said they would reach out to all my siblings so we could split the cost of takeout equally. I was livid, said no, and told them not to dare ask because at this point I will 100% not host at this point. I got called selfish, a narcissist, accused of trying to play a sympathy card, and a bunch of other horrible names. Am I the bad guy?
No.
And it says right here some factors are her parents are very well off, 7 figures in a bank.
No.
Why is she hosting that if her parents have 7 figures?
Literally. Also,
No way, she's the bad guy.
Also, like,
Nah.
she's so, like tight with money, and she has 3 kids, and that would be really hard, especially, like, if you can barely pay for, like, your kids' extracurriculars or, like, tutors. Like, you should not be hosting. She is not the bad guy, because she is being like, no, I can't do this, like, I can't afford it, and her family is just being rude about it.
Who spends over $400 on a dinner?
Food is expensive.
It depends on how many people are there, too, though.
Yeah, you don't know how many people are in the family.
Wait, I don't understand why she got so mad about when he has to like split it equally between siblings.
Yeah, that was kind of silly.
feel-
Like, at least you're not paying the full amount.
She's being kind of a hypocrite because she, like, I don't even know if you call it a hypocrite, but she's like, I don't want to do everything myself, but then she won't reach out and ask for help. So, like,
I think she's getting mad that the parents are rich and like that they aren't contributing at all. But I feel like it's not their job necessarily. I mean, they're supposed to probably help with the family stuff, but I feel like it's not only their responsibility to do this stuff just because they have money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, this one is kind of long. So, Am I the jerk for resenting my dead sister all my life? For context, I, 38 female, got engaged to my now husband last June. My mother has never supported me and was indifferent to the proposal, which I had no problem with. At the wedding, my husband's parents made a beautiful speech that brought me and my husband to tears. When my father and mother got onto the platform, my heart sunk, as I had the understanding the speech would have nothing to do with me or my relationship. My mother and my older sister had been in a car accident when I was 12, and my sister had not made it. It was heartbreaking to my mother, my father, and I had it was heartbreaking. My mother, my father, and I had grieved ever since the day I will never forget. My beautiful sister Adelaide and her beautiful smile. My mother had it the worst of us and separated herself from me and my father ever since. Our relationship has been in shambles. She constantly makes every day, even my birthday, about Adelaide, which always annoyed me slightly, but I rubbed it off as I wanted to be a good daughter. But my wedding day was the last straw. When she got to the top of the platform, she proceeded to take the mic from my dad and make a speech about how her one wish in life was to see Adelaide get married and live a beautiful life. She went on about her grieving process and healing journey at a yoga retreat, not once mentioning my name or my fiance's. Spoke up for about 5 minutes and then in tears ended the speech with, "Now my Sarah gets to live the life Adelaide deserved but was taken away from too soon." I was absolutely furious, but I did not want to ruin the day or let her get the best of me, so I didn't make a scene. But I did not clap either, nor did my fiance. After the wedding, I did not approach her or even speak to her for weeks. I figured she understood why, but yesterday evening, she came to me in my fiance's apartment demanding answers. I laughed in her face and told her she should know that speech was not acceptable at my wedding, and I wished for her to apologize. She refused, so I just shut the door. My phone is blowing up with calls from both sides of my family. My fiance's family supports me, but most of my family is in their words disgusted by my actions. Am I the jerk?
No.
That is actually crazy.
The mom definitely had a favorite kid before.
I
Now
know.
she's like,
Talking about your dead sister at your wedding, like,
Yeah, it's
Never
weird.
talk
It's
to my
like
mom
it's
again.
weird that she said that the daughter that's alive is gonna live the life that the
The dead
dead
daughter.
one deserves. Like what?
yeah.
Like don't they both deserve
if
it?
my parents did that, I would
They'd be canceled. I'd be done talking to them.
I would never speak to them again either.
I'd be like, alright, nice seeing ya. Like,
The fact that she even came back to, like, ask what was wrong is crazy.
Yeah.
I would be so mad. I'd be like, heaven forbid I want one day about myself. Like, hashtag least.
But I don't know why she's resenting her sister. She should resent, like, her mom.
Yeah.
I agree. It's probably
Okay.
just easier to pin the blame on the sister.
I already know I'm not gonna get through this without giggling, so am I the bad guy if I ask my boyfriend to stop poop moaning? I'll cut straight through it. My 29 female what? My boyfriend audibly, like from several rooms away, moans and groans when he poops. I'm sure he thinks I can't hear him, but I can, even when I put music on the TV or something on to try to drown it out. We don't live in a huge space and the walls aren't that soundproof. I know he does have a little bit of a finicky digestive system, but he's apparently fighting for but he's apparently fighting for his life in there. I feel like I'd want to know if someone could hear me, and it was weirding me out, but at the same time, I don't feel like there's any way to approach this that isn't humiliating him. Suggestions.
Just I don't know.
You gotta bring that up.
I feel like you'd have to like say something about it.
I'd be like, we need to go to the doctor. Why are you moaning?
You're fighting for your life.
Fighting for your life. Yeah, that one was funny.
Okay. Any more thoughts on that one? Because I have one. Am I the jerk for telling my son that his situation is his own fault and not him move back in. These people need to learn grammar. This is ridiculous. Okay. I have 3 children, all of whom have moved out of the house by now. I will say that while my children were growing up, my wife and I ran a tight ship, with particular emphasis placed on our children's academic performance, extracurriculars, and chores growing up. This isn't to say that my children grew up in a home devoid of emotion or fun. We made sure to have fun with them and do special things like family vacations and outings as well, but our primary intention was to make sure our children would grow up to become successful adults. This worked with our first 2 children, as our oldest son Michael is in medical school and our daughter Jennifer is a software engineer at Facebook. While they both live in different parts of the country, they both maintain regular contact with us and visit at least 3 or 4 times a year. However, our strategy failed when our youngest child, David, even when he was growing up, David never responded to our parenting style and frequently rebelled against us by the time he had turned 13. Although we fostered his interest in art, David never did well in anything other than art when he was in school, graduating with a 2.2 GPA. This wasn't due to a learning disability or anything like that. He's just lazy. Throughout his time in school, we had several arguments over his study habits and performance that resulted in our relationship becoming significantly strained. After he graduated from high school, we helped David enroll in a local art school before he dropped out in March 2022 to move in with a boyfriend he met online. We hadn't heard from him since. Last week, David came to our home unannounced and asked to move back in. Apparently, his boyfriend ended up cheating on him and he broke up with him, so he wanted to move back in since he had nowhere else to go. I've never been the type to hold back, so I told him that this situation was his own fault because he continuously, I'm not gonna say that. He continually pushed away opportunities for growth in favor of short-term pleasure. I could tell he was expecting sympathy from me for some reason. When we then told him that we'd be happy to let him move back in on the condition that he finds work or re-enrolls in school and adheres to a series of chores and a curfew. David told us that he wouldn't do this and live in a prison, after which I told him to find somewhere else to live. He then left in a huff. Am I the jerk? I don't think so, because, this kid didn't even try in high school. He finished with a 2.2 GPA. And if he didn't have a learning disability, it was just pure laziness. That's, all his fault. And sorry, but I don't know. I feel like that mom is in the right.
I hate irresponsible people. It's time to grow up.
Literally.
I don't get it. I don't get why people don't want to be independent. I don't know. I don't get it.
Yeah.
It was if I had the option to move out right now and live my own life,
I would do it.
I would do it. Peace. I'd be
If money wasn't a factor,
yeah, I'd be gone. I would have been gone a while ago if money
Yeah.
wasn't a factor. Just by purely being able to live my life on my own.
And
A 2.2 GPA.
yeah.
You have to almost failed every single class.
no, that's not bad. It's not. No, I'm saying, it's straight. It's all season 1B,
Oh.
isn't it?
Oh.
Yeah.
That's not as bad as I thought it was.
Why did I think it was okay for Orion?
Okay, it's still a crappy GPA, but I'm just saying, it's not like he was failing.
Yeah.
Alright. Hold on, let me get to my story. Okay. Am I the jerk for causing a scene after I, 23M, lost a costume contest to a dog? I'm genuinely losing my mind here. So I love Halloween, I love making costumes, and put a lot of effort into it. My friend hosted a big Halloween party at her place and said there would be a costume contest for who had the best costume under $50. Third and second place would win $25 and first would win $50. So not a huge prize, but enough to offset the price of a costume. And to me, it was more about the fun of the game. I wanted to win, so I pulled out all the stops and wanted Zorro from One Piece and only had to buy $40 worth of material. When I got to the party, I saw the other costumes and there were some fierce competitors, but honestly, I think I had the best costume. I thought maybe it was too obscure to people, and that might not go well, but it was a good costume overall. When the winners were announced, I got second. This bummed me out, kinda, but hey, I still did well, and again, if I had went with something more, I don't even know how to say that word, more obvious, maybe people would have gotten it. However, the issue arose when they announced first place. First place was a dog dressed like a pirate in one of those crappy Party City costumes.
So if I had lost to another person, I wouldn't have cared. But I had a few drinks in me and my inhibitions were lowered, and it was a freaking dog. So out loud, I asked the host, "Really? The dog one?" And she said yes, and was gushing about how cute he looked. I said that it was a dog and that it didn't even have a say in what it was going as. I told her that this didn't exactly seem fair. She told me to lighten up and that it was supposed to be fun. I told her that it's ridiculous that she's about to give the $50 prize to an owner for spending $20 on a cheap Walmart costume, when me and whoever was in third place actually made our costumes. She got mad, and then I called her ridiculous, and things kind of escalated into a full-blown argument that required my friend breaking us up. I was then kicked out of that party for embarrassing the host like that. So I don't think I'm the jerk because, obviously that's not fair. If it was a dog costume contest, but having a bunch of people compete and lose to someone's inbred bulldog is so freaking unfair. I think I was justified in saying what I said. People there said that I should have just taken the 25 and called it a day. Am I the jerk?
It was just a dog. Chill out, lady.
It's not that deep.
No.
It's
Your
not.
life will go on. And you still got 25. Why are you complaining?
Why does she care so much? I wouldn't care that much.
First off, if I got invited to a dog costume party, I would not be going.
I can see you going.
Shut up. Social suicide. No, I would not go. Sure, I want to dress my dogs up, but no, I'm not taking them to a party to get voted on. That's just cringy. It's a dog.
I feel like she's definitely in the wrong.
Yeah,
It's not that big of a deal.
she's acting like it was life or death.
Yeah, life or death.
If her dog didn't get first, boom, she gone.
No, it wasn't her dog.
It wasn't her dog, it was her in general.
It wasn't a dog party.
The dog won
The
the
dog
costume
was just
contest.
there.
The dog is just happy. Which makes even less sense, honestly.
I thought it was a party for the dog.
I don't get why the dog won, but
Yeah.
still, it's not that deep.
Oh,
Yeah.
she's weird.
You don't need to go out here and write a whole 4-paragraph Reddit essay about how you lost to a dog.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for listening to our episode this week. We all hope you guys enjoyed it a lot. And tune in next week for another episode. Not for sure what we're talking about yet, but to be decided eventually. So thank you guys so much.
Bye.